Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izugwu and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Good morning.
Oh my goodness, there you are. We've been looking for you everywhere.
We were just talking about hair color, actually.
Yes, but we were looking for you.
But we were looking for you.
Because everybody else is here. So we were wondering, where are you?
Where
are you
are
coming
you?
over?
Because
Are you gonna
you
be
have
here?
a few minutes.
Yes.
You can still get
You
here.
can still get here.
And where is here?
Well, it is at the Unleash Your Life studio where Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington has her practice and her classes. It's located officially, physically at
7220 North 16th Street
Where's such
in
hamsters?
Phoenix, Arizona. Hamsters, I love that. We're in building A1, and that is not a steak sauce. You will find it with the girls on the door. And we are between Northern and Glendale. You will find us there. And
You will, because that's where we are.
That's where we
Right
are.
now,
At
live
least
feeding.
right now. Yes.
I know. Talk about feeding. How's Thanksgiving?
Oh my goodness.
I know.
So
My
I
belly.
feel like I'm at least 100 pounds heavier.
Yes,
you
I
know,
would
at
say.
least.
Yes, my clothes said that.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
clothing that I
Exactly.
could not fit into this morning. I don't know about all of you, but
Right? It's
Yeah.
amazing.
but it was worth it. It
Absolutely.
was worth it all. The
It
food.
was-
You all had a good Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, good job, True, saying yes.
Yeah, that was it. So, and Michelle brought us her famous apple pie, today.
My French apple.
her
yes.
French apple pie,
Yeah,
which
it's so good.
is so good.
So yummy.
And
we had it for breakfast.
And we had some birthday cake cupcakes for Barb.
Happy birthday!
It's our Barb's birthday today.
Yes.
So yes, she ran away from us.
Yes.
Yes.
Go get some more. Yes.
There you go.
Yes, and we have children in the house today. So we have a children's church happening right now.
Yeah.
So we love that you're here.
You're our official member.
Yes.
Thank you.
So here we go. Yay.
I'm telling all my friends about it.
There
All
you
your
go.
friends, we know
I
your
love
friends.
that.
I
She's
love
telling all her friends about it. I'm good right now.
Oh,
But
birthday. I'll take one because why not?
yeah. I was telling Michelle about my sugars
too.
and how I have to watch it.
Okay.
My sugars are up.
Just say it's like,
My mom really has to watch it.
This is how that goes. So I missed you last
I
week.
missed you.
But-
Missed you. It was nice to have Tara on the sofa. We
Yes.
always appreciate Tara being here. So
Yes,
that was
thank
fun.
you, Tara.
Yes, but we always miss you.
Yes, we had some fun out in Prescott, though.
Yes.
It was a
Well,
good time.
She was
Good
speaking
time.
out in Prescott. I think I mentioned that
Yeah.
last
Mhm.
week.
Yeah.
But some of those photos and things looked really great.
Yeah, we had a great time. All right, so shall we begin?
I suppose we shall.
All right, you want to ring me
I feel like
in and
I'm
I'll
very
pray? We're
silly
very
today.
hamsters today.
Yes, we're
I
very
love
silly
that.
today. Well, oh my gosh. Well, of course, with this theme, we're gonna be silly. All right, here we go.
So breathing into this joy bubble that is the divine, this love, this light, this pure energy that envelops all of us, that breathes all of us, that we breathe in. I speak my word into the law for the highest and best good of this time together, knowing that we are truly blessed, that we are guided, guarded, and protected, that each person here feels and receives and hears exactly what they need. I send blessings to leaders and teachers of all faiths everywhere, all cities, countries, throughout the world, that each one is guided to bring the love, the light, the divine to all those around them, that they are charged with bringing this light in, through, and as themselves. And for this, we are so grateful. So I say, thank you, God. Thank you, light. Thank you, source energy, for all this. I let it go. I call it good. Blessed be. And together we say,
And so it is.
All right.
Wonderful.
Thank
you.
So now I gotta make sure I'm on, because it always bothers me when it's not going. Yeah. Make sure we're going on. There we are. We're there. Yay.
Perfect.
So
All right.
we have a reading today.
We do.
For those in the room, your card, your affirmation is, I find joy and laughter in my life and with those around me. I can't believe we're on week 48. Stop it. This is wow.
What is happening right now?
How is this happening? So we're on page 105.
And this is why we feel this way.
That's right.
I
This is
realize
why.
it. I feel very silly today.
This is why. It's probably all the sugar too. That could be
This
it.
is a Thanksgiving, all the pie.
All the pie.
And we had it this
Exactly.
morning.
And we had pie for breakfast.
I know.
So that'll do it.
I had
See,
cherry pie.
the rule in my house, if there's apple pie in the house, or any pie really, but the rule was if there's apple pie in the house, you can have it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't it? Is that the rule in the house?
Yep.
True. Is that the rule?
Yeah.
Since Jordan still will talk about that. Like, didn't realize I was making such an amazing statement when I said that to him. But he's all these
He's like,
years,
all
it's
these
like such
years.
a thing for him.
Yeah. Well, as a previous baker myself, the rule in our house was if there was whipped topping in there, the boys could eat it.
Yes.
So
I mean,
yeah. As long as you weren't taking it off of Yaya's cakes.
yes, don't touch the case.
Yeah. If it was in there in a container, you could have it.
See, and that's
Yeah.
one of those little special things that they remember to adulthood.
Yeah.
Because Jordan's now 32, and he brought it up this weekend, didn't he?
It's like you
You
can
know
have
the
pie for
rules, right?
breakfast.
True.
I
I was like,
love it.
oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So as soon as you've made a thought, laugh at it. Lasso.
Mhm.
All right. If anyone were to ask, what was one of the top qualities or characteristics that has helped my husband and me stay married for more than 25 years? I would say it was the way we laughed together every day. I might unexpectedly say something that sounds like I'm channeling one of my father's old jokes, or my husband might slip into his 10-year-old self and just be goofy about a current situation. I find myself anticipating the next laugh in a conversation or instigating a smile or a giggle at any inconvenient or private moment. I love those times when laughter goes on so long we can barely breathe. Our faces hurt. Tears are streaming. Days later, we often can't remember the reason we were laughing, only the joy we felt. And we start laughing again. The quote by Lao Tzu reminds me of another I heard in a spiritual class. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
Mhm.
It's not that we don't have a few good ideas or thoughts. We do. However, it's important to remember to approach any plan with a sense of humor and non-attachment. Things change. That's a life guarantee.
Yes.
And there's nothing you can do about it. So be flexible, learn to adapt, and have some fun. Laugh. Just for today, I find joy and laughter in my life and with those around me. I love to laugh. Reverend Dr. Carla Ryan, Interfaith and Religious Science, North Bend, Oregon.
Thank you, Reverend Dr. Carla.
I
So
love
good.
that.
Good
Hello,
morning.
sunshine.
Good morning.
Oh,
Yes, my husband
goodness.
and I laugh like that too. Like we
Oh.
laugh so hard. My face doesn't hurt. My stomach hurts. It's
Oh.
like so like, and it's like I gotta catch my breath because it gets crazy. But yeah, we have those deep belly laughs. Just silly. His face crunches all up with his big smile. And he's so funny.
Well, we had that experience
Hilarious.
yesterday being at families for Well, actually, we had tacos and nachos for our little family Thanksgiving get together. And we were playing cards and we were just talking and laughing. Face hurt. Thanksgiving at Ann's was the same way. We just
So
like,
good.
so it really has been the last couple of days. I mean, to the point where I can feel it in my jawline.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
It's just, can
And
feel
that's
the joy.
it's so healing, and it does. It's like you can feel that throughout your body. And even as we were praying us in, I thought for a moment of, I went to my husband's work yesterday, and so those of you who don't know my husband, he's 6'8", so he's a big guy. You can spot him anywhere that he's at, right? He just sticks out because he's just this big guy. But he had to go do something for a customer, so I was sitting there at his desk, and he walks over to do the thing, comes back and stops and sees me, and then does this little funny dance thing. And then I was like doing it back, like, what are we doing? All right, And then he kind of ducked in somewhere. And then I look over, and one of his coworkers was like, what is going on with him? I go, he's just fun like that. Like he was just like having his little moment. And I love that he can just be, and I think it makes everybody else go, who is this guy?
Right.
Like, you think you know who he is, or what, you have all these assumptions, and then he starts doing a little dance, a little jig in the middle of the thing, and they're like, what is going
That's
on?
how excited he was to see you.
Yeah, he's so cute. And he said, he says, well, a lot of the guys there will come up around his desk and talk to him and stuff. I said, because your energy, if it feels good, you want to be there, right?
Right.
If somebody feels good, you're attracted to be by them, so you're putting out that kind of energy, and they probably all want to have whatever that is to be silly for a moment too, but you feel like you can't. But you see Peter doing it, and you're like, oh, maybe I can just be myself and can
be
just
that way.
And relax. And so you give everybody else permission too. When you are allowing yourself to be funny and silly and laughing at those little moments, you allow other people to do that as well. Because I think when we become adults, we start to act like we can't do that, or we shouldn't do that, or we have to be so serious all the time.
Yeah, for sure. So we're ending our class today for Humor, Hugs, Hope, and Hummus. This is our final class. But going back to humor, that is one of the big type of ways to manifest, right? Is keeping ourselves in that light energy, right? And I'm not saying to toxic positivity, right?
No.
But I'm saying that when we have that energy to really
revel in it.
Savor it, play in that,
Yeah.
have it, enjoy it.
Because you're attracting.
Exactly. That's how we manifest, right? That's how we bring the things we want to ourselves, is to make sure that we're playing in that atmosphere that brings more of what we want to have. And joy is one of those things.
Well, it matches the vibration.
Exactly.
Most likely, if you think about the thing you want to be creating in your life and you feel what that feels like, I'm just saying for myself, it's a match to what joy feels like. It's a match to so when you're sitting in that space, you may not even know you want the thing, whatever the thing is.
Right.
But you're in that higher vibration from being happy or laughing or the joy. You're just going to attract anything on that matches that vibration. You're going to be attracting those things to you, so when you're having a moment that feels like that, don't shut it off or don't stop it, or don't sit in that moment for a while. How often do we sit in our pity party?
Oh, for sure.
True. Microphones, my hands are up.
Hands are up.
Yeah. So it's let's sit in that for a minute. Let that take over your day, just like a bad moment does.
So basically what you guys are
Did you turn off? Oh, hang on. We're using the new mic system.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So basically what you guys are saying is when you have a moment like happy or you're feeling joy, embrace it. And it can even help the ones that are around you. Like if they're sad, they can see that you're having fun and they can feel like you don't have to be sad. You can feel joy.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Laughter
Yes.
is infectious. Like
It
laughter
is.
can. Have you ever
Absolutely.
been like around someone who starts laughing? You don't even know why they're laughing, and then you just start laughing because they're just laughing. It's like it's an infectious thing,
Right? Like
So
when,
you can change the room with your your energy too. Yeah.
like even that's what she says. What,
Yeah.
yeah, where did she say? Days later, we often can't remember the reason we were laughing, only the joy we felt, and we start laughing again. And so
They don't even
true.
know, they just start laughing.
So true, right? Like when you have that memory, you can generally remember like certain little, like, so for Thanksgiving Day, I remember certain topics we talked about that brought us into laughter. However, it wasn't all those topics, right? There was joy and laughter throughout. It wasn't just the things we were talking about. And that, what I remember, and this is just a couple of days later, right? But how will I feel next week when I look back? It will be like, I remember that day being, filled with joy, filled with that experience of community and connectivity,
So nice. Did you have a hand up? You didn't want to do it? Okay. Oh, you were raising it for her? Oh, I saw more than one hand, but what could be listening?
You might need to get your eyes checked, lady.
Probably do.
You're
Probably
supposed to wave my
Yeah.
hand in the air.
Like,
She's got some sugar.
She was probably like, yeah, it's preach. Word. Word to the people.
Oh my.
See, we're
my.
silly today.
Right.
I just feel silly. But yeah, I think that's for me is to recognize when those moments are happening and to let them just keep going. I remember did I tell this one before? I remember my sister and I, did I tell you guys about us having season tickets to the opera one year? My sister Jennifer, the one in Seattle. Before, when I used to we both were living in Phoenix, we decided to do that together because we both like that kind of stuff. And she'd never been to an opera. I thought, it'd be great. So we got the season, and the first one we go to, so she's never been. So we're walking in, we're all excited, and she goes, what is this? And if you guys ever been to the opera, they have these big things full of cough drops. And she goes, who's this? Well, those are cough drops. She goes, why? I said, because you got to be quiet in here. Like, so if you feel like that's always when you want to cough. So everybody takes some, and then she goes, oh, okay. So we go in, we're watching this beautiful, wonderful moment, and they're singing, and then also it gets, how like they'll this big powerful moment, and it's quiet on an opera. All of a sudden it's quiet, and then you hear all these people going, all over. You could hear it. People trying not to cough everywhere, and then she goes, and I go, oh no, oh no, oh no, and then she. And then she grabbed my leg like, I'm not gonna make it. And I started laughing. We had to get up and leave. We couldn't control ourselves. And they don't let you back in when you leave, but we couldn't get it together. We had to get out because we were starting to laugh.
They don't let you back in once you leave?
No, because it disrupts you have to wait.
I could never go to the opera.
You'd have to wait for intermission.
Do you know how many times I have to pee in an hour?
Yeah, you can't.
That just wouldn't happen for me.
But we laughed and laughed and laughed. And and if we bring that up today, we will start laughing about it because it was such a silly little triggers. But I'm glad we didn't stop it. I'm glad we got up because it's something it's like a memory we have all of these years. I mean, this is like a long time ago when we were just new adult. We didn't. I only think we had
new adults.
Yeah, new adults. I think I only had Jordan, so I don't think I had the others. I don't think she had kids yet. I think it was something that we were trying to do. That's a memory we always have, and it's all around laughter.
There you go.
Just laughing, laughing.
That is so true. And well, especially with siblings, right? Well, at least that's my experience with my siblings. I have two younger sisters, and they crack me up. And we talk pretty regularly together on Marco Polo. So there are, and for those of you that don't know, it's an app that is like a video text.
It's really cool though, because you don't always have time to talk to who you
want
to talk to. And so sometimes she got me hooked on this. So she'll send me she'll send me whatever she needed to say, then I
Yeah.
can respond, and it really works.
Right,
really well.
because you can
It's
respond
cool.
in your time. So
Yeah.
our youngest sister lives in Florida, so she's a different, time period. So sometimes she'll get on, at what would be 5 a.m. our time, leaving us a message or whatever. And so it's really fun. We get to do that. I tend to do it mostly in my car, right? So I tend to send them messages and whatever during that.
I thought I was the only one.
No, that's what I do. I mean, I have a couple of places that I Marco Polo. It's either from my car or my bathtub. So, that's when I do it. Yeah. I'll be like, oh, I gotta tell you. And so the funny thing is when you're driving and you're having a conversation with yourself, because the only person you're seeing when you're Marco Poloing is you. And so you're driving and then I'm talking to myself, right? I mean, I'm literally talking to myself, and I'll be telling them about something. I'll be, look at this guy. What are you doing? Get out of the way. Why are you in my way? Oh my goodness. And then I'll have this whole long conversation about what this person's doing. So then my youngest sister, when she does it, she'll be like, oh, listen to me. Now I sound like Jeannie. And, so it becomes this whole thing, And so now we don't even talk to the other people. We'll just be like, oh, we're pulling a Jeannie. We're going to talk to the guy. So, it's and now we
funny.
have this
Your
new,
own funny.
right. We have this new thing that, other people might not, but the three of us have it, So I like having the secret type of laughter type of things that you have that shared moment with people, whether it's your spouse or your besties or your siblings. You get that type of shared moment.
It's so awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
And it's this finding joy and laughter in your life and with those around you.
Those around you.
That's, I think, if you're on the lookout for that, right, instead of on the lookout for the opposite, or how the day's not going to go right, or how this is going to happen, that instead, I'm going to look for the joy and laughter in my day to day. I'm going to look for the joy and laughter with that person.
Because you'll find it.
Because you'll find that.
Mhm.
You'll prove yourself right there. You'll confirm that.
And you'll know if you're around your people, right? I mean, for sure. If I am not having a fun or laughing experience, these are not my people. That, I am not meant to be there. That is not my crew, because there was this meme I saw years ago that said, my goal is to make, liquid come out of your nose at least once,
Oh my gosh.
while we're
My
discussing
gosh.
something. So that would be my goal when I was doing church board meetings. I was on the board, and that would, with our senior minister, that was my goal. I'd wait for her to lift up, and then I'd zoom it. She's so bad. Just to see if I could do it.
Well, now we're all on to you now.
Yeah. Well,
Now we know.
I don't know. It still happens.
I don't know, it still happens.
I still get you guys.
That's true. Yeah, so anyway,
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
Well,
I feel like
is-
we need to spend more time looking for it and creating that.
right,
It's
because
an intentional thing.
joy is a God quality.
100%.
That is something that is
You can't explain it. You just feel it.
exactly. You can't explain it.
She can sit up in that front.
Right? I know. There we go. Then we have our next guest. She said, we couldn't hear her because she wasn't on microphones.
Well,
She
we know
said
she's gonna-
You can't explain it, you just feel it. And that is about joy, right? One of my favorite prayer descriptions is effervescent joy bubbles, right? To me, joy is like a soda, right? You get those bubbles up and they come up, and now we're experiencing, and it tickles your nose.
If you try to explain it, it breaks it down, because you're going from the feeling body, your emotional body, to your mental body, and trying to explain it. Not only is it impossible, but it deflates the energy of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if you have to explain a joke to someone.
Oh, Lord.
Exactly. It's hard to explain
Oh,
that
yeah.
to someone. But I would
sure.
rank it. I mean, like when you look at all the God qualities, they're all so important, you know. And this one is something that I think kind of ranks up at the top, like one of the ones that we should really be cultivating every day and looking for ways to make more of it for internally, and then bring it out and share it externally. Just like we were saying, it can infect a whole room by the way you walk in. Your energy can change the vibe of an entire room.
Right?
So
and that is
like,
so true.
That's a superpower. That's like, we have all these powers and gifts, and then we walk around like it's all happening to us. And,
right.
you know, I can't help it. I can't fix it. I can't, there's no,
right.
like, no. We're all equipped with the same
right.
powers,
and we take that
we
power.
We need to intentionally be like, you know what? I'm gonna not just find joy and laughter in my life today with others. I'm gonna put it out there.
That's right. We're gonna be holly jolly.
Yeah. See, she's got the theme on today.
I got holly jollies on.
So we're like, recognize that. I think we walk around here like we're humans having a spiritual experience when we're not. We are spirits having a human experience. We have all of this ability, and we don't want, I forget it too. We walk around like we don't.
Right. Because then, well, and I think I talked about this a couple of weeks ago too, is that how we get so, well, at least for me, I get so tunnel visioned. I've got a job, I got to do, I've got to move, do, whatever it is, whether it's at work, even here. It's like, okay, let's see, do we have her? And anybody that's watched this more than once knows we have technical issues 2 seconds before we go on the air pretty regularly. So, you know, it's like, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to make this work? Blah, 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 you know, and we forget that there is this life happening that is amazing and that is bubbling over and experiencing such oomph. You know what I mean? Like that's a Reverend Bill Marcioni word there. If you need to read New Thoughts for Today, it's under oomph. And but that is it. There, you can't describe it. There's that undescribable packet of joy that you bring, whether it's to walking a dog or making a meal or going into the grocery store. The difference you make in other people's lives is about that joy, that love, that compassion inside you. And when you choose to, and when I choose to tap into that, like you said, it's a superpower that I can ignore when I am tunnel visioned because I've got stuff to do. Nothing I have to do is ever that important.
There you go.
Right? It's never more important than some person, you know, like, and I forget. Right. And I forget me. I forget you. I forget that the experience is here to be love and joy. I can forget that. And this is a time period of year, I think, that we're a little bit more in tune with it, right? Because Thanksgiving, first it starts, well, I started Halloween, okay? Because now it's starting to change seasons, right? We kind of start to feel the change, and there's a lot of sugar involved with Halloween as well. And so, you know, I'm feeling that change. And then we know that the year is ending. We're at that last quarter, that part where we know we're going to have time off. We're going to see family and friends. We have more oomph available to us, right? You know, because it gets darker earlier. So I go to bed earlier, and I already go to bed early. So right. And then we go into Thanksgiving, and you know, what started out as one thing for a holiday has really turned into the power of the power of loved ones, the power of community with each other and having gratitude. And now here we are, December. And even in Phoenix, Arizona, we appreciate the month of December, even though it's 72 degrees. You know, we do have
We're
that.
gonna have a high of 77 today.
Yeah, it's not.
Crazy.
Most people here are in shorts. It's still okay. We still celebrate. You know, I think Flagstaff and even Sedona had a little
something.
flurry
Little something,
or
something.
something. Unlike our friends in Kansas City who are under several inches.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I do not miss shoveling that though. So
Yeah, not at all.
Delaware's gonna be getting snowed in.
Delaware is, well, it's only this big, that state, so
It'll be fine.
it'll be fine. Pennsylvania will dig them out. Yeah.
You know, like, but when children are young, you know, when we were young, you know, you see all these superhero movies and shows, and you always kind of wish you had some of these abilities. You know, I can remember my kids always saying, like, I wish I was, you know, I had a superpower. I wish I had. And I said, you do have a superpower.
Mm-hmm.
It's love.
You do. You have the power.
Love,
I would say,
joy.
is my thing on? I would say you do have a superpower. You know, you have powers to. You can pray and affect things. You know how to pray. That's a power. You see something you don't like, you could pray. You have the power to how you show up. You know, you with love or kindness. You can be kind to somebody. Like you have a lot of
to love people.
yeah. You have lots of superpowers. So
Choice.
maybe we can't fly somewhere, but I think what we can do is much more effective than being able to fly somewhere or disappear. Even though that would be really fun, we definitely have we have powers that are much more effective, but we just don't remember that. We forget about that.
Yes. I think
that's something we need to work on.
the joy power. All right. So my question,
Oh, Lord, she's got a
I
question.
got a question. My question is, how are you going to use your joy power? You got 30 days left of 2024. How are you using your joy power? Get that microphone ready, sir.
Yes, how are you going to use it?
Who's got it?
I
Oh,
love that question.
got it. How are you going to do it, Lacey?
If somebody's down, you can show them that you're feeling joy, and you can let them know that they can have joy and they don't have to be feeling down.
Nice. I love
Yes,
that.
I love it.
Very sweet.
True. What about you?
My band concert is coming up soon, and what I want to do is make sure everyone's happy and feels ready, not super nervous. So like I can probably help them like laugh a bit before, like, oh, you'll be fine, don't worry. We practice like a lot anyways, so.
Nice. I love that.
That is sweet because you want to just enjoy that experience. So
Yeah.
to get yourself in that place, I love it.
For me, it's really about connecting individually with the souls in my life, knowing what's important to each of them, knowing what, what I intuit, they need to hear. And if I'm smart, I'm also listening for the same thing and, apply it back to myself so I can provide love and receive love. It's like I always laugh and say, whenever, I'll give you a hug, but while I'm at it, I'm going to steal one.
Mhm. Yes, I love that. Anybody else?
You can always, if something comes to you later, you can always share it.
Yeah.
For sure. For me personally, I feel like the job for me is to follow that joy that brings me joy, to follow the things, the leadings of the things that bring me joy, and to pay attention to those things and put my focus and my effort and my energy into those things that bring joy so that I'm more full of joy, which causes me to have that to share. So I feel like my first job is to work on the things that are bringing that to me so that I'm filling myself up with joy and allowing that to come out of me. And then I have more of that to share.
I love that. I think for me, like I talked about, I think one of the things that I need to pay attention to this next month, especially the next 2 weeks, is to pay attention to the people around me versus all I have to get done.
Mhm.
And, you know, so I am going to put that out, that challenge out to the rest of the A-type personalities there that need to make sure that all the shopping's done, all the decorating's done, all those things to make it a perfect holiday season, you know, and like to remember the purpose of this holiday season.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's where I kind of get off. And I have like a little extra thing because I'm having surgery the week before Christmas. So there's this, I've got to get other ducks in a row type of thing. And you know, my ducks are never in a row. They're not even in the same room half the time. So, you know, there's the thing. And to remember that as I'm getting my stuff together, you know, to take this time off of work, to remember the people that I'm leaving behind, to not be, you know, the taskmaster that I can sometimes be, and be a little, you know, more open, be more Reverend Jeannie-ish, you know, than Manager Jeannie, you know. I mean, they're the same person. They just have different ways.
Get stuff done, Jeannie.
Yeah, get stuff done, Jeannie. Yeah. We call her Controlling Connie sometimes, but yeah.
Your alter ego.
My alter ego, Controlling Connie. Yes. He's like, come on, do it.
So I think all these things are done on purpose, like, you know, to be intentional about that, to pay attention to it, to be present in the present moment and notice what's going on in that moment, what's actually happening, and where can I bring joy? Where can I receive joy and bring joy back and forth? So where is it in those, even in the mundane tasks, you know, even in, like, I'll iron my husband's shirt sometimes, but I love that. You know, if I don't have time to do it and I'm rushing, that sucks, because then I'm like, that it kind of takes that feeling away, and I try to go, relax, it's going to take the time it takes. You can't rush that. It's going to take what it takes. And I try to remind myself that I love doing that, because I have a husband that I can do that for, and it helps his day, because he doesn't like to do it. You know, I don't ever mind ironing. It doesn't bother me. It's usually just a time thing. Like, do I have time for it? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm hurrying. But if I, you know, so I try to remember that this is an act of love, and I enjoy doing that. And the mornings that I can't do it, I don't get that moment. So even like the little things, washing dishes, or things that we think are chores, why is that happening? My mother used to have a sign that said, what was, you guys may know it too, because I think a lot of households had this little, it was like a little plaque with dirty dishes. Dirty dishes, they have a tell to tell why others may go hungry, we're eating very well. So it's like, you know, be grateful for the dirty dishes, or be grateful that you have clothes to wash, be grateful that you have a house to clean, and you know, all these things. Because I was watching something the other day that talked about 100 years ago, people didn't have hot showers. They didn't take hot showers. They didn't have that luxury.
Everybody in Arizona did in July.
In July.
They only had,
but they didn't have the luxuries that we have today.
Dirty water. They had lake water.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they didn't even have.
They had to catch their.
Yeah. So like, we take a lot of that stuff for granted. Like, there's plenty of times where I'm like, oh, I have to take a shower, and I'm all like, I don't want to, because that means I have to do my hair, and I don't want to do all that. But instead, I was watching this show going, and I should be grateful I have to take, and it's a hot shower. Like, you know, it's all in your mindset. How do I choose to do this? So instead, I need to be like, this is a joyful moment. If it's hot water, wow. Like, all of these things, but we're a little bit spoiled right now. I think we kind of forget some little stuff.
I am so spoiled.
Comparatively, we're
I am so spoiled. I'm
so
totally
looking
spoiled.
at everything and saying, like, can I find joy in this? Can I find gratitude and joy? And yes, I think in pretty much everything we have. Your car breaks down. Well, you have a car to break down. There's a lot of people that don't have a car. They don't have that. They don't have the money to pay for it. Like, you know, they're taking a bus. They'd love to have the luxury of having a car that broke down. You know what I mean? Like, you can look at anything and turn it around like that. So Let's purposefully find
I
the
don't know
joy.
that I'll be very joyful if my car broke down. I'm just
Yeah, I
going to be
wouldn't like
honest.
it either. I wouldn't like it either. But it is a yeah.
I know.
We're
It
trying
is.
to find, but we have certain things that
Right.
you know, we can find joy in almost anything if we want to reframe it like that.
That is true. But I prefer to like be joyful in joyful things.
Yes. Well,
I like good
I think
things. Yeah, I like good things.
I like joyful things too.
Yeah, I like joyful things.
Things that are already joyful on their own.
Yes.
That I don't have to.
That I don't have to
work
look
too
for
hard
it.
to
Yeah.
be joyful.
I'm pretty happy about those kind of things.
Yeah, those are easy.
Yeah, right? I like life to be like glitter.
I like glitter.
Sprinkle all over the
I
place.
like
That
glitter,
stuff's
yeah.
getting inside of everything.
Let's get
Yeah.
glitter.
Ooh.
Ooh.
If we got glitter, Michelle would hate
She
us.
would. Get mad.
Absolutely.
Really mad.
It would be everywhere.
It is.
so
Yeah.
fun though.
Yeah. I mean, like you find glitter for years.
Yes, it never goes away.
It doesn't. It's
I
like,
still find glitter on my bed.
right? It is one of those things.
We love
glitter
glitter,
is
that's why we love it.
everywhere.
Yes, I know. And see, that brings you. That's
Glitter does bring me joy. Well, okay, so it reminds me, my sister gave me, I gave it back to her, but I had my sister's dining room table for a period of time. And it's this beautiful wood table that had slats.
yes.
And yeah, there was glitter inside the slats for years because we did crafts or whatever on it. So yeah, when I gave it back to her, it still had glitter.
And you're like, sorry.
So-
later.
Let's see what kind of joy our man Ernest has to say.
He always has something about something.
Yeah, something about
He's always
something.
got something about
I
something.
wanna-
That's a lot of.
It's a big.
That's a
book.
lot of earnest in that. in this
Yeah,
book.
it's a big book.
That's Ernest's work of art.
All right, it's a very small quote here. Joy, the emotion excited by the expectancy of good, gladness, delight, exultation. The emotion excited by the expectancy of good. So joy's not just
In the moment.
in the moment, it's an expectancy of it. I love that. To expect joy. I find I do expect joy this time of year, probably more so than any other time, because as you're driving the lights, or like we were driving home from Santan Valley last night, and as you're driving home, people had started putting up lights, and as we were doing that, those that had 2-story houses, I said, these are people that are committed. Right? Because you got to get on a ladder for those.
Or they hire somebody.
Well, either way,
Either
way, you're committed, right?
Yeah.
You are committed if you have a 2-story house and there's lights up. Because I mean, not that if it's 1 story, you probably still need at least a step stool. But that, yeah. And then all the blow up ones and everything. So there is so much joy in seeing that the colors changing now and the excitement. And there's also that when we're talking about the expectancy of good, but also the memory of good past. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like driving around different time periods and seeing Christmas lights brings me back to a time period before seatbelts, in the back of my grandfather's Cadillac, and all of us are shoved back there as we're looking out the windows to everybody. And remember the big light bulbs, the big type of Christmas bulbs that would be there, and just those different things in remembering that there were these grown-ups that took this time to make sure I experienced this. And then how I did for my child and my grandchildren.
Because it brought you joy. It was the feeling you want your children to have that same thing.
Like all those that gave away the gifts and gave credit to someone else with a beard. Because we wanted to bring joy
Right.
to those opening the presence,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
to have that that idea of magic in the air.
Yes.
And you know, I think of my grandsons who are now 10 and 12, but when they lived with us, they were, you know, they came when they were 3 and 5. So getting the tree, going to Moon Valley Nursery and getting the tree and having them pick it out. And they were such tree huggers. Like they would literally run up to the Christmas tree and hug it. And, you know, which one it was. And, you know, and they would give out hot chocolate. And so there is something special about this time of year. And I know not everybody feels that.
Right.
You know, I
right.
do, I acknowledge that. I know that not everybody feels that way this time of year. And I'll tell you, I miss the heck out of my grandsons this time of year. But I can remember the joy of those experiences and the joy of when I was their age, experiencing that. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
there's that expectancy of good in the world and in others. It's also a time period of the year where I think people are kinder to each other. They can be.
Yes.
How about that? They can be
And they
kinder
can also
to each
be
other.
more stressed out. So
Right.
we can choose to stay in our kindness.
Exactly.
We want
And
more
so-
kindness. We need to stay in our kindness.
And
We
bring
can't
that
let them
to and
trigger
help that to
Yeah.
others to experience that. Yeah.
Sometimes that's all they need. Like I can remember one Christmas when I was a young woman, being at buying a gift or buying something, and the line was so long. And this woman who was checking people out was so rude. She was not a very nice person in that moment, and she was. And then everybody else was just rude back because she was rude, and then so it was just causing this whole thing. And I thought to myself, this is way before being a religious science minister or anything like that, you know. So this was, for some reason, in that moment, I thought, I'm almost like I'm going to play a game and see if I can't turn that around, because everybody else was just responding to her the way she was responding, and it was just creating more of that. So I don't even think I had the awareness of what I was doing at the time, but I knew that none of that felt good. So by the time I got up there and I said, I said, boy, it's a long line, huh? And she goes, yeah, tell me about it. I said, a long day too? She goes, oh yeah, this time of year is, and it all melted off of her. And we wound up having this really cool conversation. And she was actually a very nice person. She was just like, the line was never gonna end, you know, and it was just, and then I remember walking away and I thought to myself, as I walked by everybody else's line, I wanted to go, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Be nice.
I just thank this woman for all of you, you know, but I didn't even realize I didn't realize that I had that power.
Right.
I could have chosen to be like everybody else before me and just dish it right back to her. She certainly deserved it. She wasn't nice at all. But instead I chose to do something else. And then it affected myself, her, and whoever else she got in contact with the rest of the night too. Yeah. Because that's all you need sometimes. You just need someone to like kind of see you in your space and be like, I see you. It's okay. I'm with you. I'm aligning with you, and I'm going to help you through that part, you know? Like, you've talked about, you know, when you worked at Fry's, I know you've had instances like that. I waited tables. I've had people that were so mean just to be mean. And it's like, I could choose to do that too.
Well, not get a tip.
But I'm not going to. I don't want to do it. You know, I don't want someone to have that power over me. I'd rather have the power over them to shift them into a good place if I can. So,
and I think there is where we totally have the superpower of joy, and to help others shift into that, and to move from a space of aloneness to community, right, and connection. And so that is
you there.
There's your challenge this month.
We are each other. You know,
are you gonna break out in a Beatles song?
Here we go.
I heard it. Did you hear it? I heard it. I heard the Beatles playing there.
Yep. But it is. We are one. And if we are one, if I'm just dishing that right back to you, I'm just dishing it back to myself. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna have more of it. Then I pick that up and I'm gonna take that off with me, and I'm in a bad mood. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like, What are we doing?
Or
Just because
what
you're
are
in
we
a bad
doing?
mood doesn't mean you have to take it out on other people.
But we
That
tend
is
to
so
do that.
I
true.
learned that from my sister.
Exactly.
you learned that from your sister?
Yeah.
She takes it out on other people,
No,
or
I take it out on people, and then she talks to me about it.
ah, very nice. A very good sister there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna be having a little one in February 8th.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do we know yet? If the
Boy.
boy.
Nice. Nice.
Freddie. His name's Freddie.
That's his nickname.
Oh.
His real name's Frederick Benson.
Nice.
There
Very
we
nice.
go.
So cute.
Yeah, at least.
Oh, you're gonna be an auntie.
Yeah.
You know, like being an auntie is so cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of joy.
I love it.
Yeah, I have several nephews
Second
and
to
a
being a
niece.
mommy.
She'll be near 28 when the baby's born because her birthday's in March 17th.
Ah.
So she's St. Patrick's baby.
Oh wow,
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah.
I know. I love having you talk about joy because they call babies a bundle of joy.
They are
Right?
bundles of
They
joy.
do.
They're
They
so
call
yummy.
babies a bundle of joy.
So yummy.
And so they really are.
My babies all were.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
look
what
at it. He's
little-
like,
Yeah.
You were a little
And you
bundle.
just went to see your great nephew.
Great nephew. He was a bundle. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
It's amazing.
Whole
I
time
have
again.
a cousin. He was just born a couple months ago. His name's Ash.
Ash.
Cute.
I like that.
Love them babies.
I love babies.
I have a
Other people's babies. I don't.
Yeah.
my little
Yeah.
dog baby. Yeah, right.
Not my own. Not my.
Oh,
That's right. No,
not-
you
not
especially.
you right now.
Yeah.
Well, my dog baby brings me so much joy. My little dog puppy.
Oh.
Little puppy
I know.
baby.
Is he still a puppy at this
He
point?
turned 1 year old November 26th.
I
He
was
is
gonna say.
officially 1 year old. He
You
is
know,
like a 7-year-old.
speaking of babies, this baby turned 2.
I know we missed our own birthday.
We missed our own birthday. Yep.
So we're gonna have to have a party now.
Well, you better
Before you
throw it in there.
So
Yeah.
how about next
It would
next
have to
week?
be next week.
All right, let's do it. Let's do
All
it.
right. Let's do our
After
birthday party next
let's
week.
do our birthday party next week.
All right, there we go.
Yay, you heard it announced live.
Here, there you go.
Heard it here first.
You
You
heard it
heard it
here.
here first on
So we'll have
Sunfest
our-
Sundays.
We'll have our birthday
You're
party.
2 years old.
Oh, you know what? I can't have a birthday party unless we have it during it. I have. Well, so let me tell
She
you
just said-
why.
I'm
I
sorry, it
know
was
this.
just
I forget
announced.
how busy. I'm busy, people. Busy. Next week, Dakota will be at Lulu's.
Oh,
yes.
nice.
And she has a spot at Lulu's to show her art, and that's next Sunday. Actually, I'll be going there first, and then coming to Sofa Sundays, and then going back. So
All right, we'll
That's
have to
the
have a little.
celebration.
We'll have to have a little celebration during Sofa Sundays.
during Sofa Sundays.
All right, we'll
there
wear
we
our
go.
birthday.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
Sounds
no.
like a plan.
Is
She
she
loves
the one
us.
that created that?
No, this lyric created that.
You'll see.
Yeah.
You saw her last week.
Yeah, she was our. We have a lot of
Our
resident
in-house
artists.
artist. Our in-house artist.
Yes,
Lyric
and
is so sweet.
she is. We like that lyric. She's the girl child.
Yes, yeah, that's her
And
brother.
that's the
right
boy
there.
child.
That's her twin brother.
And yeah, and a shout out to our recent author, Anne.
I know.
And so Anne blessed me with her book at Thanksgiving, and I've been reading it and writing all in it. And and well, that's what I do with books. That's how you tell a
I'm like,
book.
right, Helen?
That's how you tell a book you like it.
Yeah.
That right?
Because you pick out a.
Yes, you have to
I
highlight and
underline
make
everything,
notes and
parentheses,
yeah.
stars.
And I wrote amen. Yeah, so very good. I like savoring this book.
Well, name the
Very-
title, name the
I'm
whole thing.
very
We
appreciative
talked about
of
it
it.
before, but
I have, and I've posted online there.
What's it called?
Okay,
thank you. That's
thank you. Yes. Give me the title again.
Communicating with your employees, collaboration in the real world.
Communicating with your employees, collaboration in the real world.
coming from our HR specialist.
That's right.
And
So I did share it. I shared the link, and I will do again. Yeah, so thank you
if
again.
you have employees, I'm
Appreciate it.
telling you, this is a book you would want to.
Right. If you have a boss, this is a book you want to read. So, I mean,
Sometimes we have to up
if you're that's right. If you are a boss,
manage.
if you have a boss, whatever the case
If you
may
are
be.
a boss.
Yeah, like do it like a boss. That's right.
Yes, if you want to do it like a boss.
That's right. That's
Get
how
out
you
of
do
the
it.
self-employed
I-
mindset and have a
I
business
will.
mindset.
I will tell you this. I'm just a couple of chapters in, but what I will say is that communication is actually a part of life, and many of the points that Anne makes are transferable to any relationship you have, not just employees. I know the book was written to see how to communicate with others, but like one of the things that I took from it was if you are listening and paying attention to your employees and allowing them to be seen and heard when they give suggestions, then they'll continue to do so. Right? And that's kind of an important thing. I think a lot of times we ask people for feedback, and then when we don't like the feedback, we shut them down. And by we, I mean me. And so I felt a little called out on that and was very appreciative of it. And I think that that's something that, it really resonated with me and that I will put into action. So, and I think that is the most important thing about any book like this is that it has a call to action that motivates you to be a better person, a better boss, a better human. So thank you, Anne.
Nice.
Yes.
And we were not paid to do that.
No.
We don't get paid to do any.
No, but
we just do it because it's on our heart and
right,
something
it's
we
on our
really
heart.
believe in. So if we're talking
Exactly.
about it up here on the sofa, it's for real.
Yeah.
Okay? It's just
So you
us
guys
and how
don't
we
get
feel.
paid, but you pay people?
No, we don't. The only exchange is love.
That's that's okay.
There's your
That's
pay.
okay.
Exactly.
all right. Do we feel complete? Does anybody have any comments around any joy? Anybody come up with a way they're going to put out more joy before the end of the year? Okay. Feel pretty good. I think we're
All
good.
right.
With the sound of that chime, take a deep breath and release it. Recognizing there's one power, one presence. There's only one thing, and we call that God. It's called Spirit, the divine, first cause. It is love. It is joy. It is peace. It is that connection. It is all there is. And it's all that we could have been created from because it's all there is. We are that love, that joy. We are that peace. We are that energy, that life, that power manifesting uniquely in, as, and through each and every one of us. We are the superheroes. And from that knowing, from that truth, I speak my word for each of us. Knowing that as we remember, as we stay aligned with that truth of who and whose we are, we create joy effortlessly. We share it easily. We move with it abundantly. It is everywhere. It is within and without. It is all around. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for our truth, for the truth at the core of our being. And as we allow ourselves to rest there and take up the challenge to be that joy, we receive that joy in an endless cycle over and over. And all that we do with everyone we come across. And so I let it go. Know and trust that it's divinely guided and blessed. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you.
Your turn.
Well,
And how can we support you?
thanks for asking, Anne. Thanks for asking. If you want to be a part of this amazing community, if you're feeling the joy, the laughter, the connection, you can become a spiritual church club partner with most of the people in this room and some of the ones online and help us build this community. Help us to create a safe, wonderful, authentic, joy-filled environment to connect with other like-minded individuals every Sunday in our classes, online, and it's very simple to do.
Yes. How did they do that? Well,
I'll let you say that.
they go to beginwithinministries.com and you can make a one-time donation, or to be a spiritual church club partner, you can sign up online for $45 for individual and $75 for a couple or family per month.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also a year discount.
That's
If you pay in full, you get 2 months free every year.
Right.
So,
That's right.
right? I forget to mention the discount.
I forget
so
about that too.
you can join and get 2 months free. The other way you can support us is share us on your social media, both our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. Share us on Facebook. You can go to our Facebook group and share us
Called
from
Sofa
there.
Sundays. Yeah.
And we're also on Instagram. And I think that's
Anybody
that's it.
can share. You can help if you can. The donation helps us to build our community, helps us to pay for things like our weekly cards, the different things that we have going on. But sharing us with your friends and coming and visiting us in person too, that all supports what we're trying to create here. So we appreciate and we appreciate those of you who support us already.
So live your life with joy.
Yeah, go out there, be some joy.
We love you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.